Hey Taurus, thank you so much for joining me for your Written in the Stars 5-minute forecast for March. I'm Madeline and I've been studying astrology and tarot for a little over 20 years, and I just kind of bring you some information about what energetic waves you're going to be experiencing this month so you can surf them a little better and invite a little more magic into your life. So the first big news this month happens right off the bat on March 2nd, when there's an exact angle between two huge planetary power players in your chart. That is revolutionary Uranus in your House of Secrets and the Past, and generous Jupiter in your House of Work and Routine. So when these two come together, it's a really positive, powerful aspect, and it could have some really shocking results, but again, they usually tend to have a positive bent thanks to Jupiter's generous, joyful, all those J words influence. Okay, so for some of you, it's like I feel like I've been in a rut. I feel like I've been trying to move out of this old phase and into this new phase. Well, there could be an enormous sudden breakthrough. And the thing is, we're almost in Taurus season when the sun moves into your sign, when it becomes the time of Taurus, when your birthday falls. But before then, everything is falling in this House of Secrets in the Past, which is the house of endings, the house of unfinished business. So it's like this month, it's time to kind of clear out your psychological closet, kind of declutter your psychological house so that you can clean it out and prep it for redecorating it with stuff that is much more fitting of your current evolution. So it's time to release and acknowledge some old baggage so you can just move forward with a lighter heart. Okay, so it's like tie up loose ends. There could be some real opportunities for closure. Another huge thing happening this month is that Venus goes retrograde in that same house for you, that House of Secrets in the Past. And Venus is an enormous blessing in that house, so she's like a wonderfully calming and peaceful influence that she's bringing, where there could be like, you could even have people that have wounded you or just that you have issues with, even if you love them and they're wonderful people in your life. You could have this chance to revisit old issues and emotional bonds and kind of untie them and make sense of them, sort them out, have peace, have closure, and move forward. That's just like a beautiful opportunity that you're going to have this month with all that 12th house energy. And to be very honest, some Taurus people can have issues with that 12th house because, you know, you like to be concrete. You like to move forward. It's like, okay, well, what do I do? What do I do next? But it's like, okay, step back, Taurus, and step back into your feelings. Like, go within, not so much trying to do everything on the outside this month, okay? Okay, now, that being said, there is this really great opportunity. Like, you are getting so much power this month. When on the 10th, Mars, motivated Mars, the planet of energy, action, motivation, moves into your sign, your house of looks and personality. So people are going to see you as a go-getter, and you really have a way of knowing what to go for. Your instincts with all this 12th house intuitive action, and then well, literal action coming into your house of the vibe that you give off to other people, you're going to come off as this kind of all-knowing, like, damn, if you do your job, Taurus, and you really look at the way things that work, you have an opportunity to make a whole new life for yourself and kind of come off as a person who's turned over this new leaf and has all these new skills and potentials and talents that people didn't see before. Okay, you're more decisive, you're more inclined to move forward. The one thing that I would warn you about when Mars is in your sign, particularly in your sign, you lovable bull you, is not to bulldoze people, not to just dominate the conversation or the meeting, because you are capable of doing that through just sheer force of personality, and it will benefit you to be a little more diplomatic. And yes, you know, it's important to hold your ground and go for what you want, but it's also important to let other people sit at the table and to be seen as this diplomatic leader that can still be decisive and make the best decision in the end, but only after she or he has actually heard out everybody else and taken in some information and opinions, okay? Okay, so on the 12th, woo, there is a full moon in your 5th house, your house of creativity, romance, and play. So it's putting a spotlight on, are you having fun? Are you getting a lot of joy out of your everyday life? Or has it been a while since you've had like a good laugh or a good game night with people that you love, or gone out and played a sport that you enjoy, or engaged in an artistic or creative hobby that you love? It's ask yourself, you know, What about my hobbies? Have I been thinking so much about my work or my business or my family obligations that like fun has kind of taken a pass? It's time to really bring that into your life, and especially around that day on the 12th. Full moons bring crises or culminations, and don't let the word crisis freak you out. It's like the moon highlights things that we may not have been paying attention to. So if something really dramatically comes to your attention, don't take it as a sign of like, oh God, everything's falling apart. Take it as an opportunity, like, oh, okay, somebody has brought this to my attention. What can I do about it? And for you, this is a really relatively, beneficial, not too difficult place to have a full moon, because it's more like I said, well, God, are you having fun? And if you're not, bring some fun into your life. And that's also the house of romance. So some of you could have some really romantic or passionate experiences with your significant other or with someone that you meet. And let me be honest, this is generally the house of love affairs, not so much like husbands and wives and spouses. So it could be like a little bit of a flirtation that comes around that time for some of y'all. Could be a really fun one though. Okay, so on the 14th, woof, they just start packing that 12th house of yours, Taurus. On the 14th, Mercury enters your house of secrets in the past, followed by the sun 1 week later on the 21st, and then a new moon a week after that. And that new moon in Aries is like the astrological new year. It's their New Year's Day for like, we're going to set intentions, write down goals. We're springing into spring. So it's the time of planting and growth and sudden like the budding of things that we had hoped for. So this is a terrific, amazing night, especially on the night of the new moon, for you to set intentions, write down goals. What do you want? And especially now when you have all of this intuitive, self-reflecting energy going on, you can really target what it is that you really want underneath all the crap, underneath what other people want from you, underneath what society or the media or whatever seems to project onto you, like I want this from you. What do you want, Taurus? What brings you a sense of peace and joy and worthiness? That's what you want to pursue. Okay. So it's a wonderful time for you to pray or to meditate or to journal, whatever clears your mind, long bath, long walk, whatever it is that helps put you in touch with yourself, ground yourself, even just going outside and standing barefoot in the grass and giving yourself a moment away from the phone and the computer, the YouTube, annoying girl. Give yourself some peace of mind and some space and see what wonderful inspirations can kind of bubble up out of your unconscious and be like, hey, pay attention to me. This is what you want to do for fun. Take a look at where you are, look at where you have been, also that you can reorient where you're going to a place that is really pleasurable and profitable and productive, and all those P words, but I really do want to say it's like where your power is, and don't go to where your power isn't. Don't go toward what disempowers you. Go inward rather than outward, and you're going to see the benefits bloom from the inside out. Okay, thank you so much for watching, Taurus. I hope this is really helpful, and if you want to know more or if you'd like me to take a look at your personal unique chart, you could definitely book a reading with me. I would love that. I have linked my shop below in the description, or you can find me on social media or check out my blog for more horoscopes, more daily tarot readings. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks so much, Taurus, and I hope you have a great month. Bye-bye!